Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, hit that subscribe button now, and then let's talk about this because these news are never easy. You know what I'm saying? And if I feel this down reading this and going through the information here, then you can imagine how the people who are close to this person actually feels. So headline says that he was picking up a prescription. This is the family members of a 78-year-old man who was killed in Florida in a carjacking, and the family is speaking out. Here's the thing. He's Jamaican. 78-year-old Jamaican-born man was killed in Florida. Orange County deputies are looking for 3 suspects who they believe shot and killed a 78-year-old man during a carjacking Sunday afternoon. And this is taken from Fox 35. I just want justice. And I want this criminal put away for life, said the daughter of the 78-year-old Euken Lloyd Cummings. She says that while her father was gone, picking up a prescription at the CVS, that's the last time they saw him, at a pharmacy at North Power Drive and Silver Star Road, just 7 minutes from his house, a deputy knocked on their front door and asked to speak to his next of kin. So you imagine daddy out picking up his prescription and here comes deputies at the door. They came over to the house and that's when they delivered the news to us that someone murdered my dad. He was just going to pick up his prescription, she said. Cummings' family is still so shocked and frightened by what happened that they asked Fox 35 News not to share their names. Deputies responded to a call at 3:25 p.m. and they found Euken Cummings with a gunshot wound. Emergency crews rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late. And investigators say that the 3 men who carjacked Cummings used his keys to get into his car and flee the scene with the car. That just shows you that you're a coward to take a 78-year-old man's life. That wasn't right, Cummings' daughter said. She also told Fox 35 News that her dad was born and raised in Jamaica and also served in the army in Jamaica for quite some time before he moved to New York City, where he married his wife of 54 years before retiring to Florida. Cummings made his living protecting others because he worked as a security guard for many years. He worked at New York Hospital, his daughter said. Cummings was a father of 4 and a grandfather of 10. My dad was a fun person. He loved to cook, to entertain, to make people smile. He was a caring dad and also a good grandfather. She says that the family lost their mom just 7 months ago and is still dealing with that grief. She says that her dad was a healthy, young 78-year-old who took pride in still mowing his own lawn. He even recently repainted the exterior of his own home by himself, so he was fit and good and in condition. Recently lost his wife a few months ago. She says that her dad was a beloved family man that was just taken away too soon. All I want to say is an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You will not rest, the daughter said. Deputies now say that they're looking for 3 suspects and also looking for the victim's car. Right now, deputies say that the victim's car is still missing, but that they are not releasing details on the make or the model of the car, as investigative work may give some people some leads to start ditching stuff and running places, but best believe that they're very much on it. I can put money on this, that in a short time, I'm going to stay with this story. But watch this. This is Florida, right? People who do this stupid type of stuff right here, stupid type of stuff right here, they don't get away for too long in the state of Florida. You know, somebody said, SouFlo, how come you never do no video about all the Jamaicans that get killed in the United States of America? And I said, because ain't too many of them getting killed here. I've heard of Jamaicans come here, get in trouble with other Jamaicans, over drugs and who steal who for money and who sleeping with whose wife, and them end up shoot up each other in the club and that kind of stuff. So I stay far from that. And the reason why I do is because I live here also. You know what I'm saying? You say something about somebody, brethren, and them feel like they can run up on you out in the streets. And I wouldn't ramp to flatten out something here, especially here. I am absolutely well protected here, and I'm not afraid to beat it. See, so I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. However, it's usually Jamaican killing Jamaican, but this right here is something different. Or we have Jamaicans that come here and commit gruesome crimes, like the brother that raped the little girl and then when threw her over a bridge someplace naked and these kind of things. After he told her mom that he was just going to run to the store and she was going to go get something. I covered that story in extensive. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum. All I'm saying is it's happening everywhere, apparently, right? And tragedy can strike at any time, any place you are at in the world. Nowhere is actually really safe. But when we talk about Jamaica being not safe, we talk about the murder rate per capita. It's not even that close to that. Nowhere close to that in the state of Florida. So Florida being right next door to Jamaica, I'm able to be in Jamaica in about 1 hour flat. Or that's what it seems like. The flight actually feels less than an hour. Because by the time I put my seatbelt on, buckle up, get ready, plane takes off, next thing I hear is get ready for a landing. And we're in Jamaica in no time. So we're pretty much right next door, And it's a big difference in the murder rate between the state of Florida and Jamaica. However, this story right here is tragic. So I went over to the Jamaica Observer. Mind you, I got the story I just told you from U.S. News, Fox News in Florida, okay? It's covered also in the Jamaica Observer. And in the Jamaica Observer, it says pretty much the same thing. A 78-year-old Jamaican man that was born in Jamaica was shot and killed on Sunday in what Florida police believe was a carjacking at a pharmacy in Orange County. The deceased has been identified as Euken Lloyd Cummings. And I've given you all the other information already, which was also here. She told reporters that her dad, he wasn't just born in Jamaica. So don't make it seem like he was born in Jamaica and then he left Jamaica and he hasn't been back. He wasn't one of those types. He was born and raised in Jamaica. He also served many years in the army in Jamaica. Then he left and went to the US. And then he married his wife. If you do the math to it, him and his wife have been married for what they say was 50 odd years, and he was 70 something. So that's to tell you that he probably left Jamaica in his 20s, maybe late 20s, right? And the rest unfolds as this. It's a sad situation, man. Sad friggin' situation, and there's nothing we can say to comfort the family other than send out our condolences and hope that the law enforcement here does do justice. What I can tell you is this, though. When they're caught, and they will be caught, because this is Florida where surveillance cameras are everywhere. So for the next dummy that's thinking about doing stupid stuff, please don't choose places like the state of Florida. The cameras are literally everywhere. I've gotten mail sent to my house before with me behind the steering wheel of my vehicle in places that I didn't even know there was a camera at. See? So the cameras are everywhere, and I'm guaranteed that they're going to catch these people. Watch my next update to this story and see if they're not caught. But I will say this. I want the authorities in Jamaica to watch how this is dealt with, and then ask yourself if we're dealing with things like these in Jamaica the proper way. There will be no plea bargain deal and no get out in 10 years or sentenced to 20 years but have to serve only 10 before you're eligible for parole for this. Somebody is frying for this. It may not be the death penalty, but it for sure is going to be a long ass time in prison. And I guarantee you something also. When they said they're looking for 3 people, I want you to know that carjacking in the state of Florida is actually pretty commonplace. You have little juveniles out here that do this just to do this. They carjack people, they take the car, they just joyride with the car. They don't even scrap it and sell it or anything. They joyride with the car and they take out the contents of whatever is in the car, maybe your wallet, your pocketbook, your bank cards, and that's it. And they move on to somebody else to victimize somebody else. So for those of you who live in the state of Florida and you listen to me, SouFlo, don't be off your guard, because in some places in Florida, we still sleep with our doors open. I've done it quite a few times here so far and never thought anything of it. I woke up in the morning like, oh damn, I left the keys outside in my door again. But I live in that type of a community, in that type of neighborhood. But that's a false sense of security, because tragedy can strike anywhere. Good neighborhood, bad neighborhood. Be on your P's and Q's. I'm not saying live paranoid, but I'm saying don't let this false sense of security fool you. All right? Wake up, wise up, rise up. My condolences goes out sincerely to this family, for a man to have lived such a life, and at the age of 78 years old, when I'm sure he's probably saying to himself, boy, I mean, I like to go back to Jamaica still, and go retire and live out my days there. But you know what? Florida is better, because the murder rate in Jamaica and how they are attacking returning residents, or were attacking returning residents. I haven't heard a story in quite a while, but he probably felt safer in Florida, because the story says he retired to Florida, not to Jamaica, and Jamaica is right next door, right? And there are a lot of Jamaicans who have retired to Florida. It's similar weather. It's close to Jamaica. They can jump on a plane and be in Jamaica in an hour, take a little weekend trip, go see the place, and come right back. They don't have to live there. And as a retiree, they have more incentives here. For instance, when you're aging and you call 911, police is at your house in like 5 to 10 minutes. If anything happens and you call for help, you normally get an ambulance, police department, somebody right away. You understand? We have good medical facilities here and these kind of things. So you can age with grace. And I think that's what he was trying to do. You jump and run from the fire pan, out of the pot into the fire, is what seems happens here. Sad story, man. Very, very sad. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll tell you what and tell me what you think about this one. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.